podium, Brooke Newberry, co-chair of our Professional Recognition and Scholarship Committee, to introduce this year's Distinguished Service Award.
Yes.
Good morning. So my name is Brooke Newberry, and along with Rachel Freed, I am one of the co-chairs of the Professional Recognition and Scholarships Committee. Our charge was to review applications for and choose the recipient of the ALSC Distinguished Service Award. Thank you to ALSC for giving us this chance to announce and recognize this year's recipient. I would also like to thank this year's Professional Recognition and Scholarship Committee members, my co-chair, Rachel Freed, Lourdes Montes, Elizabeth Burns, Kathleen Campana, Robin Howell, Mary Schreiber, and Elizabeth Saxton. The ALSC Distinguished Service Award honors an individual member of ALSC who has made significant contributions to and an impact on library service to children and or ALSC. The recipient receives $2,000 and an engraved pin at the ALSC membership meeting during ALA annual conference, which is today, and I forgot it at the table. Today, the Professional Recognition and Scholarship Committee is pleased to announce that the recipient of the 2022 ALSC Distinguished Service Award is Dr. Betsy Diamant-Cohen. So Betsy is a prolific author and the creator of course, the Mother Goose on the Loose program series, which has now expanded. A groundbreaking program that promoted early childhood literacy and family engagement. In addition to being a tireless advocate for children's library service to very young children and their families, Betsy has contributed to the knowledge base of children's librarians and others who serve children in libraries and communities for decades. She has served on multiple ALSC committees, presented countless times both virtually and in person. She's a frequent contributor to the ALSC Journal, Children in Libraries, as well as the ALSC blog, and her citations are too numerous to name here. The committee was so impressed with Betsy's history of connecting research with practical applications for librarians and caregivers, and how throughout her career, she has been a passionate and knowledgeable advocate for early childhood literacy and family engagement in all of her professional work. Betsy's nominator put it best with, Betsy's contributions to ALSC are hard to quantify. Betsy left the front line of public library services in order to extend her revolutionary program's reach across the United States, Canada, and beyond, which she does every day. So we are pleased to honor Betsy Diamant-Cohen with the 2022 ALSC Distinguished Service Award.
Hi everyone. I believe in the power of learning by doing and in a listen like learn approach. Hearing something repeatedly makes it familiar, and familiarity breeds fondness, which in turn makes it easier to learn. In librarianship, we listen and like and learn from each other. We don't keep ideas to ourselves, we share ideas and experiences with our colleagues. And then they expand on our ideas and create something even better. The sharing process continues with their colleagues. Rather than competing, we children's librarians work together to benefit children and families in the best ways possible. I love this sharing culture that is nurtured in our profession. I've experienced this kind of mutual sharing while serving on numerous ALSC committees, and Mother Goose on the Loose has benefited from it greatly. After working in New Jersey libraries for a few years, I moved to Israel, and I worked in a library in the Israel Museum Ruth Youth Wing in Jerusalem. In 1989, I took my son, 1 year old, to some classes by music educator Barbara Caspags, which used her listen, like, learn approach. My son benefited from it so much that afterwards I trained with Barbara to become an instructor. Mother Goose on the Loose was developed when I combined the listen, like, learn approach with what I already knew about using books with young children. And it's been full speed ahead ever since. Little did I know that Mother Goose on the Loose would become my life's work and would be recognized internationally and would make a difference in the lives of so many people. Mother Goose on the Loose was originally developed for parents with babies from birth to age 3. It uses rhymes, songs, flannel board, puppets, musical instruments, colored scarves, felt pieces in engaging ways. It creates community while helping children develop cognitive skills, language, emotional, social skills as well. We model ways to support children's skill building at home, and we purposely create welcoming, non-judgmental environments where we model multiple ways that children can learn through play. Through conversational developmental tips, parents learn about the importance of singing, sharing books, talking, and playing with their children at home. As I mentioned, Mother Goose on the Loose first took place in the youth wing of the Israel Museum, and it continued every Wednesday for years with parents from children from birth to the age of 3. Now, you've probably heard in the news that Israel is a country with a lot of tensions. But in my library, Jews, Christians, Muslims, people of the Baha'i faith, people from all different religious backgrounds join together to sing songs in unison, to clap for each other's children, to dance the hokey pokey, and to just enjoy being together. Newcomers were welcome, and there was always a wonderful atmosphere of partnership. Friendships formed, and parents often stayed together to hang out with their children and talk with each other afterwards. To me, the breaking down of barriers and the creation of community is a big part of Mother Goose on the Loose's magic. In 1998, I returned to the United States and was hired by the Enoch Pratt Free Library in Baltimore. Neuroscientists had just began publishing their research that showed that the architecture of the brain is built in the earliest years of life, and public libraries at that time offered preschool story time, but there was very little being offered for children under age 3, and even littler for children under age 2. Parents began requesting library programs for their youngest children, and Mother Goose on the Loose was a time-tested program that fit the bill perfectly. Again, families from different cultures, different races, different religions, and different abilities all came together via the library. Sitting side by side during programs, doing finger plays, and singing together united families from completely different backgrounds in a warm and welcoming place. Afterward, parents conversed as their children played together. Once again, this early literacy program brought people together, helped them find commonalities, and created community. Especially in these worrisome times when some members of Congress are spouting hateful, racist ideologies, when anti-Semitism is growing, and LGBTQ+ rights are at risk of being rescinded, when books are being banned and libraries are under assault as bastions of free thought and of information, it's even more urgent for us to teach children that all human beings are valuable, that the world's splendor comes from its vast variety of cultures and people. One session a week at my library expanded quickly to 3 sessions, then to sessions at other Baltimore libraries, and then to other Maryland libraries. After I published articles about Mother Goose on the Loose in public libraries and Children in Libraries magazines, and a sample training was presented as ALA under the auspices of ALSC, I began getting training requests from around the country. My workshops explain the brain research and the learning theories behind Mother Goose on the Loose. I present a program, show participants how to plan and present their own programs, and build confidence while reminding librarians what an important role they play. Everyone is encouraged to learn my plain vanilla version, but then to make it their own. Building upon the foundation is essential, but program facilitators are always encouraged to insert the songs and rhymes that they like, to use their talents, and to create programs that they feel extremely comfortable presenting. Eventually, I left my salaried job to form my own company, Mother Goose on the Loose, LLC. When invited back to present more workshops, I'd ask veteran staff at different library systems what they had done with Mother Goose on the Loose. Resulting from the encouragement to make it their own, I heard amazing stories of Mother Goose on the Loose being adapted for laundromats, WIC centers, prisons, hospitals, early Head Start, classrooms, parks, clinics, and more. Children with a wide range of abilities, English language learners, parents in need, homeless families, immigrant families, child care providers, teachers, individual neighborhoods, and more were benefiting from these wonderful adaptations. I found the story so amazing that I wrote a book about it, published by ALA Editions, called Mother Goose on the Loose, Here, There, and Everywhere. It shared expertise and tips from the librarians who developed the various versions, and that's what makes this guide for helping others, enables them, hopefully, to replicate the programs rather than simply being a show and tell book. Look, this is what this person did. My own adaptation of Mother Goose on the Loose includes a version for parents of premature babies called Mother Goose on the Loose Goslings, which I developed with Dr. Brenda Hussey-Gardner from the University of Maryland Medical School. And also most recently, in partnership with the Maryland State Library, I'm in pilot year 3 of Mother Goose on the Loose Hatchlings, a program for expectant parents, and then following up with parents for babies with newborns up to 4 months old. And it has a strong outreach component as well as already a Spanish language version. COVID has changed our lives and the services libraries offer. This has resulted in a multitude of virtual Mother Goose on the Loose programs accessible to anyone with internet access. Librarians have shown again incredible creativity and flexibility in their online sessions, giving parents great activities to do with their children. Many of these librarians have shared their Mother Goose on the Loose versions with me, giving me permission to post them on my website and YouTube channel, so again, others can benefit from them. I too have learned how to adapt to online platforms, and now, in addition to my traditional in-person workshops, I present webinars and online courses. But Mother Goose on the Loose continues to grow in exciting ways. Along with my colleague Amanda Bressler, another children's librarian, we're developing digital tools that support the important work that librarians, teachers, and caregivers do every day for the children in their lives. Based on my doctoral thesis in communications design, our flagship project will be a highly collaborative online planning center that makes producing high-quality story times easier than it's ever been for children's librarians, child care providers, and other early educators. Like all Mother Goose on the Loose projects, it's grounded in the theory, the structure, and resources that Mother Goose on the Loose is known for. The online planning center is currently in development, and we can't wait to share it with you. In fact, if you want to help us out on this new adventure, you can visit mgol.net/ALA2022. When Mother Goose on the Loose began, I never dreamed it would spread so far and wide. As I near retirement age, I'm looking for a way to ensure that it continues. I'm so honored and grateful to be named the 2022 recipient of ALSC Distinguished Service Award. And I hope it will result in the opportunity for the Mother Goose on the Loose legacy to continue to grow for future generations. I owe the success of Mother Goose on the Loose to the support and collaboration of many of my colleagues, some of whom are in this room right now. It's my honor to have been involved in ALSC for many years, and I'm so proud to be a recipient of this award. Thank you to everyone who taught me new ways to present songs and nursery rhymes and ask questions that expanded my horizons. Thank you to everyone who's been interviewed, contributed to, or co-authored, or written chapters for my books, edited and published my articles, contributed to and co-authored Children in Libraries Research Roundup columns, participated in conference presentations and panels, hired me to present workshops and webinars, served on and co-chaired committees with me, driven me around their states during weeks of back-to-back workshops, successfully applied for funding to support Mother Goose on the Loose in their communities, and shared hotel rooms during conferences. The hard work and creativity of my colleagues has resulted in the expansion of Mother Goose on the Loose and has provided much inspiration. Thank you to everyone here who's shared inspiring Mother Goose on the Loose stories and ideas, contributed to my newsletter, the YouTube channel, and allowed me to post links to their virtual Mother Goose on the Loose programs on my website. Thank you to the people who've offered me honest feedback as requested, following a training or a webinar so I could make it even better, and dreamed aloud with me about ways to adopt and expand Mother Goose, and then found ways themselves to do so. Lastly, thanks to all of my family members for your constant support and always going above and beyond what's needed. And thank you so much to the committee for choosing me for this award. And I am really, really honored. Because of the assistance of my colleagues and friends and my family, too numerous to name, I've just been given this incredible opportunity to make a difference. So thank you, everyone, for making it possible to affect change one nursery rhyme at a time.
I did already. Yeah, I did.